So we open at a dinner scene on the trip. It's the finale dinner and all the heifers are in white. That fire dancer was good. They had one of them fire spinners. He was awesome. Mel decides to switch some heifers around so Destiny ain't sitting next to Sonny. She don't want no drama the last night of the trip. Why? How did they end up next to each other? I still can't get over messing with somebody for that long and then they marry somebody. Ooh. But this is why I have a shelf life with men. If you ain't trying to marry me after a year and a half, you don't want it. I'm just a friend you hunch on, and that can be okay. But I'm telling you, if he ain't trying to marry you within a year and a half, I'll give you 2 tops. If you don't know after 2 years, girl, boom. Life ain't that damn long. Unless you marry the wrong person, then it seems to drag. So Kimmy compliments her on the trip. Even Tisha's got something nice to say. Lauren, the new heifer, says it's been nice seeing you ladies resolve your issues. They ain't resolved nothing. Destiny just sitting there. Yeah. Destiny, you disagree? No. Well, you didn't clap or agree. Do I have to do what everybody else does? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't disagree. It's a good trip and you've done a good job, but damn, I ain't trying to clap for your ass. Oh, Lord. But damn, I didn't know I needed to throw a parade for you. We still ain't good. This is what happens when you get your confessional look from the flea market. Look at those. You know what I hate. If you've been with me for a minute, you know what I hate. And that's a weak motherfucking seam. And this thing is lousy with them. And I mean this thing, because it's not a jacket. Why is the zipper all the way up to here? It's the way they've got you angled. It's not giving you the cleavage that you're trying to give. But, Lord, you look terrible. The jacket I know that this is like a Chanel jacket or a Schiaparelli or something. Like, I know what it's supposed to be, but this is a fake. This is fake designer all day long, and it looks cheap. The seams are weak, and your hair is a mess and a nest. Destiny said, look, I want us to be all on the same playing field. It's too much kissing ass for me, because she's a producer. But now she whining this Sonny talking about having kids with her ex. As a woman, girl, you can't as a woman. As an idiot who gave him pussy for 16 years for no good reason. Sick, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, after 5 years, you had to realize, oh, this nigga really don't fuck with me like that. You can't be that. Ooh, maybe you are that dumb. And that's sad. That's sad. 15 years and no hardware. But you've got the heartstrings. The heartstrings. That man don't give a fuck about you. You are a buddy you are a bussy bump buddy. You are a bussy bump buddy. You are a homied hoe. Oh, she called that the low of her trip. And Melody said, well, I'll apologize on behalf of the group. But Melody, you were the one that said it's so beautiful to give the gift of life. Like when Coleslaw gave Martell the gift of life. And gave you the gift of divorced life. That gift keeps on giving. Lord, I look like Khrushchev. Or no, Boris Yeltsin with all these little red spots on my head. Nell said that wasn't to be a dig at you. But as a woman, I am so tired. Like, y'all forget your pussies as a woman. You all women. Nell ain't say shit as a man. So Nell apologizes and she receives it. So Sonny says, well, you know, when somebody feels betrayed, we got to talk about it because it's the denying that makes it difficult. And Destiny says, funny you mentioned betrayed. Girl, the man betrayed you. Again, honestly, you betrayed yourself. You betrayed yourself. And also, wait a minute, hold on. Weren't you married to LaDerrick? So you ain't been with him 15 years because the show ain't been on 15 years. You got divorced on the show. The show's been on 9 seasons, so you've been single, but still, you were single long enough where he could have wifed you down. Like, he didn't want you, didn't need you. Just, made mattress mule. You were his fool. Fool. A 15-year fool. But I guess you was fucking him before the marriage, and then LaDerek won out. So also, why did you marry LaDerek? Because he probably wouldn't marry your ass. So you said, well, let me find somebody that will, which is smart. But maybe you need to stick with that, find somebody that'll stay married to your ass. Because men seem to get on from you. Sonny said, Destiny said, it's taken you a long time to admit your betrayal. And Sonny said, well, I didn't feel like I was your friend. Clearly you fucking weren't. I mean, too, there's levels to friendship. And there are friends where, I'll take you, man. Well, this is why when you give me that energy in your apology, it means nothing. Like you meant nothing to the man that married her. You meant nothing. Did I give her stank energy? Mel said, yeah, you was stank. You was stank. They rewind, and she was sitting there being stank, and Destiny said, you been stank all trip. And Chiquita Banana says, it's been both ways. And Destiny's like, girl, boom. Girl, boom. This is between me and the heifer that married the man that I gave 15 years worth of pussy to. It ain't got shit to show. Shit to show. I didn't betray you. I didn't sleep with your man. I didn't do those things. I slept with your ex. He was not your man at the time. But she's got the heartstrings. And Destiny, you want to one, you need this for a storyline, and so does Sonny. And how do you go from producer to talent? That's a step down. And really, and honestly, running up after anything that was hunching on Destiny, you're no winner either, sister. So, Destiny, I mean, what do you want? You're like, we can't be kumbaya, and it's too late. Like, you need to let your bitter go. It's giving bitter because your energy should be for him. Again, you've dealt with him for 15 years. You dealt with her since the show. He is the one. He's the one asking, and he didn't ask you. You should be focused on, dodged a bullet, because why do I want a man that don't want me? And he hasn't wanted you for 15 years. You simple. We can end the conversation, that's fine. Nell's like, Sonny didn't apologize several times, and Destiny is butthurt because she is still a single mother. Does she even have custody? She seemed like the type that probably lost custody. A real Nashona. Okay, Melody gets up, and we've got a group picture everybody gonna sign, and she's reading a poem. I'm glad this is on mute. What does Carlos King do to black women to get them to run screaming? Inquiring minds want to know. She's giving everyone a beautiful white rose to symbolize new beginnings. But now the heifers head back to Huntsville. And the heartstrings and the hardware. This should be heartstrings and hardware. Ooh, I've got an episode of The Gilded Age to catch up on. I ended up watching it, and I think I just watched it to watch it. And I didn't do the review yet, so I'll just do it with this one. It is not midsummer. So we have Tisha and her fiance shopping. Hopefully she's getting a divorce. Why are they in matching outfits? Ken. So they talk about she didn't like Sonny comparing her situation to her situation. Chiquita was in everybody's business. Exactly. Who is Chiquita? We don't know. Mel's puppet. Mel got a lot of them. Trisha said Sonny did the ultimate betrayal. No, because Sonny didn't get down on her knee like Chrissy and her mole. Sonny accepted a marriage proposal from a man that was never going to marry Destiny if she was the last woman on earth. Wind and fire. She was not his heart's desire. Trisha said, well, Melody was allowed to move on in her relationship after Martell and her decided to get a divorce. Why can't I? She moved on before the ink was dry. But I had to tell them that there was nothing between me and Martell during that training session. And he's like, I don't want to hear about it because the men brought it up too. Ken said, well, I'm going to have a talk with Marceau because he out here kind of lying on his dick lies of omission. I ain't going to try to make it murky. If I done been with a woman, then I done been with her. If I haven't, then I'm like, I don't know her. Not like that. But Martell want to get out here in muddy waters and streaked shorts. He said, so while we at it, let's go on and clear up this divorce so we can shut him up. So he's all like, let's dot our I's and cross our T's. And she's like, yeah, okay. You never know with me. And it's like, why are you getting all anxious avoidant? Over at Kimmy, she talks to Maurice about her issue with Nell. Because Nell get to hooting and hollering and she don't do all that. And she's just nosy and a busybody. Maurice gets fed a question by production, obviously. Who do you like more after the trip? And she said Tisha because she stood on business and confessed to knowing Martell. Oh, that's right. Martell did say Tisha wasn't bad enough for him. He fills her in on what the missus said. Maurice said, well, look, Martell's timeline don't match up. Trisha's timeline don't match up. And Tisha has to be doing all this with the husband because she's still married. Work with me now. He's like, why the hell ain't they divorced? He loves her more than she loves him. And Kimmy's like, don't say that. And he like, look, I'm going to say what I see. I see it too, boo-boo. Lord, I can hear the work Tisha's put into her speech. It's not enough, but I'm pleased to hear it. However, the mouth will always be mealy. So she telling ugly Marceau. Do I have to say ugly Marceau? Just Marceau. Actually, no, Marceau. Because he's a sow's ear and not a silk purse. Hey, little nigga. But she whining about Chiquita Banana. Marceau say, leave that heifer alone. She won't be here next year if she male friend. And he right. Martell like, hold on. Trish got handed to on the trip about Martell. Yeah, I heard she watched a movie at his joint. We ain't hear about no movie. Ooh, Marcel got a point. You don't go to train nobody at their house when they ain't got a gym. So Mel thinks Destiny and Martell hunched. Martell jokes that Law looks like him. Oh, God. Destiny would let him hit it. Raw! Rah, 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 rah. Yaw, 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 yaw. Hit it raw, 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 raw. With my dog. Got my dog. So apparently Destiny called Coleslaw to teach her about respectful cheating. Is that why Mel's so mad? Oh, Mel was trying to teach the side chick. And Destiny just told the business. I believe it. Because Mel and that heifer was fucking neck and neck for the first 2.5 seasons. Love and marriage heartstrings. All right, so now we have Ken and Trisha meeting up with Marquez to discuss the divorce. So we all sit down and he said our first conversation was very vague. He said, and there's layers to this. It's a man aspect. You're getting a divorce ain't shit but to sign. Us as a relationship from high school, you've graduated and it's time to move on. Why do we need to address the past? We just need to address divorce. So Marquez is whining, trying to relitigate the past, asking when they got together. Do it matter? You apart now. Then it's I should know who came around my daughter when you was never around. You removed yourself. Then it's I had to remove myself from the situation. So were you not there or were you there? So Trisha's like, nobody said you can't come to see your kids. And yes, he does show love for your child. But that's also my child, and he's a good second father. But you can come and parent, and you don't. We as grown men need to have a conversation because you living with my children, and I don't know anything about you. You ain't care about them kids. He seemed real slow. It's a lot of rambling. So Ken tells him, look, if you want to get to know me, you got to be ready to get to know me. But I've never tried to replace you, but you got to be present. But I am the man in the house. So now he's like, well, it ain't going to be easy for me to let go of the emotion because I ain't got a woman in my life. I don't think you need one. So you brought the papers, but y'all still ain't signed them. Lord, Ken tell him, look, you can call me. They leave. He crying at the table. You still can parent your children. But that was the shit. Let's get to the next half. So we open with Martell and Destiny meeting at the park. So her business is now 100% e-commerce because you can't find a storefront in Huntsville. Okay. She's selling candles like Karen. They smell like bad wigs and poor choices. Or a man leaving. Or 15 years of wasted time. What's the line called? Maid, mattress, mule, the 3 M's? So then he asked about the girl trip and her relationship with Nell, and she said, well, she's upset with me because I don't have girl code because I talked to your mistress. And he's like, why is everything all about girl code? But then I watched you teach her how to respectfully cheat. See, I believe Destiny on this. Mel was sharing that man. She just wanted a slice. She didn't eat the whole cake. Then we talk about the Trish incident and was it more than training going on? So he's saying it was a conversation, but she's saying it was training. It's making it look like hunching. I think he's too lazy for the munching. However, he said, I didn't know what Trish had going on with her marriage because we trying to find out, well, who was single? Trish, that man had been walked out on Trish, so it don't matter. Martell accuses Marceau of cheating, but who wants ugly Marceau? And child, mealy mouth Tisha will put up with it, so it's a moot point. Tisha on her Rashida, I ain't leaving Kirk. I ain't leaving Kirk. I ain't leaving Kirk. Beyonce didn't leave. Why would the rest of these effers? But now Mel drops by Nell's to argue about mentorship. So Mel says, I ain't seen you in a minute. It's been a long time since you've darkened my door. And she said, I was mad about the mentorship. Oh, God, you feel like you should have had Sonny's room? You gonna whine about your room? You petty cootis. Oh, Mel said, you older than all of us. Why do you care about a room? And she gonna say allegedly. Okay, Methuselah. Why are you trying to be auntie when you're grandmama? Grandmama. Oh, now, yes, hit her with the mentor. You say you the mentor. You want to be mama hen, mother sheep. And she said, well, I've mentored you in the past. What'd you mentor me in? That tired marriage. She said, Miss Nell has been a listening ear, but when I think of a mentor, it's about business, so she ain't served my business, so this ain't been mentorship. Well, I'm offended by what you said in your interview with Crystal XO. You said I was just as bad as Martell, and you are. You both have milked this marriage until it's your personality. So Melody got to pull up the tape because Miss Nell want to be forgetful. Well, haven't you been through more with Martell than you've been through with me? Martell is draining. I don't bother you. So Nell go on and apologize because she like, well, she got me dead to rights. No comment? So we gonna say no comment from now on? No comment? Mel, see, now why is it everybody got to say no comment for you, but when the millimeters want to spread lies, you can't comment? All right, now let's get to the DUI of Maurice. So Kimmy says, well, I went through the timeline of the night that you got the DUI, and I thought you would sleep at the office, but I do sometimes worry that you won't be forthright, because I know men cheat. I feel like Kimmy will let him cheat in peace, just as long as you don't embarrass me. So he's like, you really can't help me through this. I've never been through it myself. But, you know, you picking me up was enough. And she's like, well, I'm here for you. We're a team. Over with Ken and Trisha, they talking about Marquez. But before we could get to him, they want to know what's going on with Free Reese. So one of Trisha's kids with Marquez was graduating, and Marquez wanted to come see, but they had to fly him in. How you gotta fly somebody daddy in? That's sad. Ken out here providing for you and your man. You need to divorce him. They gave him gas money. She said, I should have let his walkie-talkie ass walk. So they getting tired of Marquez having a little attitude. He said, Ken, thank you for coming, like he didn't get gas money. So he's still pussyfooting with the paperwork. But they said they gonna file it with or without him. Nell and Chris go for some dancing lessons. What they gonna bitch about? Oh, she gonna whine about Mel and this mentorship. We mentored. Why is it so important to you? And then she said I was draining. Oh, we spent countless nights at their home, and look where it got them. So your counseling didn't work. I was mentored while my mom was sick. Then you should have focused on your mama and not on their marriage. So she said, well, Nell gonna tell Mel how she feel. Mel used to do girls. I'm gonna make some rice. And then we get on Maurice's DUI a little bit, but it's time for cha-cha, not sha-sha. Oh, Lord, now we got Melody and her friend Chiquita Banana. Oh, is this exercise? Or we got lobster, we got rolls. Okay, it's not exercise. She's having a community dinner. Oh, wow. So nobody showed up but Chiquita Banana. Why not? Because you're unlikable? Mel said, well, I'm sure Maurice and Kimmy didn't show up to avoid conversation about the incident. She said, I'm more generous with my time and money than the others. So I'm not interested in building friendships with these kind of people. I didn't text Maurice when he got his DUI. I lost my grandmother to a DUI. I'm not giving him any grace or space. But apparently he was on social media with a bottle after he got arrested for DUI. And everybody talk about free Reese. She thinks it's ignorant. So now it's, does he have a drinking problem? Well, they've always been partiers, and Reese has been the most immature. How can you be an example like Martin Luther King? Oh, God. She said, I don't want to hear no more long speeches from your ass. I don't want to hear what people should be doing because you got a DUI. He's let you and the group down. Girl, fuck you. You ain't married to him. Now, maybe he let Kimmy down, but the group? What group? You ain't even the comeback group any fucking more. You're some sad heifers in sadder marriages with sadder husbands. Oh, God, she said this group's getting mugshot after mugshot. Then they show Martell, Destiny, and Marcel. What's this group becoming? Where's the standard? We're not hitting that. You came on here to expose your cheating husband and his mistress. You want to talk about a standard, you hypocritical heifer? Well, that was the shit.